and that you are pressing through to your breakthrough. I don't know why um, I like being upside down. I like being upside down. And you know why I think I enjoy being upside down? Because we think oftentimes that when things are going good in our lives, when we're flowing and everything is like yes, 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 and coming easy and no sweat, right? That you're being blessed. And could be partially true, but I like to look at it from a standpoint of God's ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. He sits above and reigns down below. So he's looking down on us. His will comes downward and then transfers upward. So it's actually in your opposition will you find God's will. I have no idea what is going to happen from one day to the next. All I know is that you have to be prepared, stay alert, stay on your guard, stay focused, and press through. Let your spirit lead. We live in a world that is spiritually suppressed. And when you're God's people, you know that spirit tugging, that spirit just making you do what you absolutely don't want to do. Like just the other day, I was supposed to had came back on this podcast on Wednesday. So I'm a night owl, just have been for years now, even prior to uh, the pandemic. I want to say in 2017, 2016 is when something just shifted. And I went from getting up 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, going to bed 9, 10 o'clock to total opposite and actually staying up until 5, 6, sometimes 7 in the morning and laying down throughout the day. So maybe like when my boys come home from school, 3 or 4, that's my prime time nap time when I even sleep. It amazes me when you're in a spiritual pressing, how long you can go without sleep, without food, but just constantly in that word, in prayer. So the night before yesterday, so about 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, I was so tired, so tired, so tired. I think I had been up for maybe 18, 19 hours, and I just really wanted to lay down and go to sleep. And Spirit said, nope, get up and pray. But an actual fighting prayer. And this was really kind of different. Like I'm working out at 3:30 in the morning, praying. doing push-ups, praying, protect my family, watch over my family, the people that I love, watch over my children, keep anything evil, ill from them. Literally doing physical work while in my spiritual essence. And later on that day, I had some running around to do, but about 4 o'clock, my son comes in the house squirting blood from his head. I mean, I kid you not, looked like something from Friday the 13th. Like it was staged, like it was like he was just squeezing big bottles of ketchup, just spewing everywhere. And his head was bleeding. He was outside riding his bike and flipped over the top and landed on his head. So, of course, get him to the hospital. I didn't panic. I didn't fret. I didn't worry. I said, okay, son, come on, let's get in the car. Got in the car, put pressure on his head, the kitchen towel, because I was in the kitchen, and just prayed my way to the hospital. Guide me, direct me, send me the right hands, send me the right staff, get them in right away, straight away. And that's exactly what happened. And when they seen him, when they stopped the bleeding and cleaned his fluffy curly hair enough to see where the meat separated from his scalp, if it had have been 1 centimeter deeper, they would have had to put him out, shave his head, and stitch him up. And I have been all month, all this month, all last month, because this is the anniversary. Well, November, I lost my mom. October, I lost my son. Now just this past October, losing my dad, having just lost my uncle. I mean, just loss. And I was just so overwhelmed with the spirit of grief and the heaviness, and just like, wow, that's a lot. It's a lot to take in. And I just didn't know how to bounce back from it. I wanted to stay there for a while. And when I seen my son and his head bleeding, it was like instant snap out. And I knew I can't waste no time. We are coming into an age of, I call it the lightning. The lightning season is that season where it's prior to birthing. Lightning is when everything comes into position and you're coming into birthing position and things are happening at the speed of light. So it reminded me, you get caught up in grief, you get caught up in anything, you're going to miss your purpose. You're going to miss your positioning. When God is releasing His will, if you are not in alignment, if you are not in your appointed spot, if you are not in your appointed position, if you are not where you're supposed to be, you're going to miss it. But more importantly, it's not about a you thing. It's not about an I thing. It's about a we thing. Because we seem to think that our individual purpose trumps God's purpose. God is connected to what he created. And everything that he created all comes back to one being. So you being out of position could possibly cause someone else to be out of position. And another person to be out of position. And then it's a domino. It's a ripple effect. And that's what the enemy is trying to do. We're going to distract them with this. We're going to distract them with that. We're going to distract them with inflation. We're going to distract them with presidents. We're going to distract them with drones. We're going to distract them with everything. Because they know, just like God's people know. Hey, if they get it, if they get in position, right? If we get in position and start receiving those instant downloads that's going to say, do this, do that, go here, go there, say this, say that, that will create also its own domino and ripple effect. And it's going to be a takeover. It's already written. It's already been done. We actually have been prolonging coming into our promises because we refuse to believe. And God can't operate in disbelief. Because what unlocks the mysteries of God is your faith and your belief. I don't care how crazy it looks, what it seems like. When you start listening to the crazy, you're actually onto something. Because it's the crazy that gets you to where you need to be. It's not that everyday thinking, that adding up the math, adding up the hours, taking the same route, doing the same old stuff. That's not what unlocks the mysteries of God. Unlocking the mysteries of God is doing those crazy things. It's having that crazy faith. It's knowing when you got a fire that's shut up in your bones, when you just know that you know that you know that you know, and can't nobody tell you otherwise. God says, well, there are two or more gathered together, touch and agree on a thing, it is done. And really, you only need one. You only need you. Because he's the one and you're the two. So you can't. Sometimes it might be so crazy that you can't tell nobody. Because when you start telling, and people don't think like you think because they don't know what you know, because they don't have the gifts that you have, that give you that foresight, that give you that clarity, that give you that peace, they're going to totally miss it. And you're going to waste your breath. You're going to waste your energy. You're going to allow doubt and fear to come into the space where only you and God dwell. So sometimes you don't need to tell anybody. You just have to have the courage enough to do. You have to have the faith enough to do. And you have to go where he says go. Do what he says do. So let's start listening. Not with your mind, listen with your spirit. And listening with your spirit is going to require tuning out a whole lot. If you get wrapped up, if you get caught up in any kind of social media, if it's not the things that God promotes, my philosophy is the 3 F's: faith, family, finance. Because when you have those things in order, you're checking your balances. Because those are the things that God prioritizes. So when you focus on just receiving that information and tune out the garbage, the drama. Oh, it's going to be so much smoke in 2025 with this Hollywood. Let me tell you something about Hollywood. That was destined for disaster anyway, because the name Hollywood actually comes from the tree branch that witches use to make their brooms and their sticks. Yeah, they actually use Hollywood. So all of that stuff, all the Hollywood Walk of Fame, celebrities breaking their neck, working, winning Oscars, winning. This star made it on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Instant abomination. Because now what you've done, you made an idol to literally, you see all the pictures. Whenever a celebrity gets a star on the Walk of Fame, they got to kneel down before it. A lot of them even kiss it. So they're kneeling to the ground, worshiping themselves as idols, kissing the ground with their name on it, made on what? A pentagram? The mark of the beast? And that's their claim to fame. Oh, it's all finna go up in smoke. It's going to be so many celebrity scandals in 2025. It's going to be just, it's not even going to be unbelievable anymore. Because at this point, they already showing us anything goes. Everybody's up for everything. So it's really not going to be surprising. You're going to waste a whole lot of time, effort, energy. You're going to miss your purpose focused on someone else's demons, someone else's crooked ways that reap them all the success and whatever it is that they've amassed throughout their careers, up in smoke. Oh yeah, it's going to be so many up in smoke. And that's a distraction in itself. That's been pre-planned, pre-conjured, pre-made for you to be distracted by it, for you to be entertained by it, and miss the opportunity of not just your lifetime, because the life that you live, just like those that came before us and those that came before them, the life that they were living, they weren't living for themselves. They were living for us. So the lives that we live, we are living. What we do is going to determine the lives of those that are coming after us. And it's got to be a change. It's got to be a whole new set of laws, a whole new set of history, a whole new set of currency, means of amassing wealth. It has to be a whole new way. Because this way, the current status and the way that things have been, you can only run a play down the field so long before, hey, somebody gonna figure out that play. Oh, they running this play. This how we gonna counterattack. This how we finna get our offense. Because they running that same old play down the field. Our spiritual eyes are wide open in this season. And there are no excuses. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take overcoming fear. It's going to take overcoming challenges. It's going to take isolation. It's going to take consecration. It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take every bit of what you have with the sprinkle of what God has. And it's already done. He's already completed his part. He's already paved the way. He's already fulfilled his purpose. We got to walk through the steps to fulfill ours. So I thank you for tuning in. I pray that the message reached those that it's intended for, and that we know God's calling his chosen. You feel it. You know it. You can't ignore it. It's like I can't. Too many lives are depending on me. Look at it this way. The fate of the entire world is on you. Just like it's on me. It'd be nice to know that I have as much help from God's people as I possibly can have. I don't mind. I don't mind going it alone. But our God promised us we're never alone. So if he's in me, and if he's in you, and he's reaching, and I'm reaching, reach back. Stop sitting in silence and suffering in silence. There's too many people suffering in silence. You don't have to. Whatever it is, it's okay. You're still loved and accepted. You're still blessed and anointed and highly favored. And there's still a plan and purpose for your life. So get in this game. Because this is not a game. We're playing for eternity. And we're playing for keeps. Peace and blessings.